That thing is so funky every time.
Just,
Every time. It's just nasty when that
it's like,
bass
goddamn.
starts hitting.
Goddamn. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Welcome, everybody, to the first BPA show on the MHRT network. We are live, people.
Live.
Do you even know what that means? It's like the Oscars. It's like the Emmys. No one's getting slapped in the face unless they deserve it because of some dumbass pick. I'm ready. First of all, our names are Mr. Boggins, as you would see on the screen right here, and then my boy here at Mr. Patrick Chiotti. What's up, man?
Hello. Yes, I am so excited that we are going live with this show. I'm so excited that we're going live with this mock draft. First off, though, both of us made some very interesting choices today, specifically repping the Vitanzi Therapy hoodie. Shout out to our boy Mario Vitanzi. Please go support any and all of his work and everything that he does. Boggy, I'm stoked for this. How are you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm so excited for this. It's cool to be able to do this with you, brother, to do it live. Let's go. Sir. All the people in here, come in here, say hi. Come on in and say hi. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to do ourselves a mock draft. First round.
Yeah.
All teams except for the Dolphins because they be cheating.
I'm telling you what, you know, those lion
I heard they pushed a grandma down the stairs and I told them not to. They did it anyway.
Something like that. They did it anyway.
Did it anyway.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go for it.
Yeah, full first round mock. No trades. All teams will be participating except for obviously Miami, who does not have a first round pick this year due to those things. What we're gonna give our pick. We're going to give a brief explanation about our reasoning behind that pick, kind of just chat about it. I am odds. Boggy is even. That's just the way that it works out. So, Boggy, if you're ready, I'm ready. And I'm ready to be on the clock.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mr. Patrick is going to get this first pick here. And, of course, we're going to be using our buddy, friend of the show, Kentley Platty's mock draft simulator from the Pro Football Network of Kizors. It's something that people say, I feel like. So we can talk about that later. Okay, so Panthers making big moves.
Yeah.
Going up to one pick. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so this trade up, obviously the Panthers hired new head coach Frank Reich, who brought in a crazy staff. They originally held... was it the 9th pick? And they wanted to make a splash this offseason. Chicago didn't really have a need to take a quarterback at number 1 overall. So they saw an opportunity to maybe trade down, get some extra picks, help build up that team, because we all know they were just straight booty juice. Okay. Booty juice. Absolutely. That being said, Panthers find themselves in a very interesting situation. No, like true quarterback. Last year they had that whole Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. Hey, we're going to relive the class of whatever that was. They fired their head coach and Matt Rule, bring in disgraced Colts coach Frank Reich to kind of rebuild and revitalize this team. They hire Ejiro Evero to be their new DC, which I think is amazing. I think this team's defense on paper looks fantastic. And honestly, the offense on paper, like not terrible. Like they've got pieces from all around from these last couple of classes, and they still have some dudes. Yes, they traded DJ Moore. No real true wide receiver threat there. So that being said, with the Panthers on the clock, the first overall pick of this 2023 mock draft is going to be CJ Stroud, the quarterback from Ohio State. Look, there are numerous reports. It's that time of year. The Panthers are enamored with this quarterback, and they're having dinner with Bryce Young, and Bryce Young's hugging the owner's wife.
His wife. Yeah.
Frank Reich really loves Anthony Richardson, but quarterbacks coach really loves CJ Stroud and blah, blah, blah. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be CJ Stroud. I think he fits the profile of the quarterback that Frank Reich wants to work with. Not knocking Bryce Young in any way. I do think that he is very much in that conversation for QB1. I know that he is your QB1, but I think that CJ Stroud just kind of has those tools that Frank Reich is looking for. Speaking of tools, Anthony Richardson was rumored to possibly be that first overall pick, could still be, but I think that first overall might be a little, that might be too shock value. He has all the tools, but I think you're putting way too much pressure on Richardson at that spot. I think Stroud has the mentality to carry it. I think he's got the tools to carry it. And I think that he's going to do great things in Carolina.
Absolutely agree. I think there's smoke kind of everywhere right now, but the first little bit of smoke is the one I always pay attention to. And I feel that CJ Stroud being paired with the Panthers has kind of been the thing for a while now. Josh McCown going goo goo gaga over him in his breakdown videos on YouTube. And then you hear a little bit from Thomas Davis but they like Anthony Richardson, and Tepper be hugging on Bryce Young. She like, oh, he's so young. I just like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go. I agree with you though. I think CJ Stroud is the dude. Which in this case, the Houston Texans are up next, and they are not super sad about it because I don't think that this is who they necessarily wanted in the first place. I think it's been long thought, at least, that Bryce Young is kind of their dude. I think that the Houston Texans need a facelift big time. Yeah. They don't really have anything. You can tell in free agency they haven't been doing a whole ton. They've been getting little pieces here and there, some 1 year, 2 year deals. What they're trying to do is they have a new renovation with D'Amico Ryans, and then you also have Bryce Young coming in, a new face of the franchise. Then you're going to build around him, and I absolutely love it. So, of course, with the number 2 overall pick, we is going Bryce Young.
I love it. Yeah, new head coach D'Amico Ryans. He's a younger guy, former player, so he can kind of relate to a younger rookie quarterback. Even in his first year being a head coach, I think that taking a guy like Bryce Young, who really does have a high football IQ, played at Alabama, was really well in that offense. I think that this is a perfect fit. I think that this is going to be a good transition for Bryce Young into the NFL game. Yeah, the size concerns are there, but
he's playing over playing over an Alabama line. Like they're no small boys.
Yeah, I think their offensive line averaged like 6'4" in height, and he was arguably the best passer in NCAA football over the middle of the field. So we can dispel any of those Russell Wilson, Drew Brees type of comparisons, because Bryce Young is really trying to make a name for himself as a small quarterback. So I think it's a good fit, Boggy. So that being said, the third pick.
God damn, what happened to your voice, my guy? You got so choked up about the next one. You were like, who?
It's not a quarterback. It's not a quarterback. Looking at the Cardinals, this team is a mess, dude. It's a mess. They really have holes all over the place. But I think one of the sides of the ball, or the side of the ball that they can really stand to improve on is defense. So they're going to be taking Will Anderson Jr. from Alabama. They need help in a lot of different places across the defense, especially in the front seven. Get them a guy who can be a generational pass rusher. He's really good against the run, explosive dude. I think that he'd be a good fit for this new regime in Arizona.
I completely agree. I think that Will Anderson will most likely be a Cardinal. The only thing I would say is, I know we're not doing trades here, but I think this is a good opportunity for someone like the Colts to move up one spot just to make sure no one tries and jumps them, like the Raiders, Falcons promised Desmond Ridder. He's the guy for now. Titans, or even the Bucks to really launch up there. That's quite a ways, but to get the future face of the franchise, sometimes you got to go after your own guy. Got to go after your guy. But I love Will Anderson here. Obviously, he's been the arguable number one best player in this draft for a long time now. So
yeah, for a couple of years.
And they need a lot of pieces there. So let's do that.
Yeah.
Next up, Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis Colts. They as well have changed up some stuff. Shane Steichen is in there now, and I am loving it. He has been a guy I've liked for a while now. I think he's really going to be able to revitalize that offense.
Yeah.
And
which they need.
Yeah. And I've loved what he's been able to do with a quarterback that no one thought was worth a damn.
Yeah.
Mr. Hurts over there has really shown himself, and I don't even think how it's really debatable that he's the best quarterback in the NFC as soon as Rodgers leaves. But I do. I think he's better than Dak, straight up. And however, I have so much trust in my dude Shane Steichen and their current run game. I know that they have some offensive line woes right now, but they can address that. But you need someone that is kind of manages the pocket and does a little dip and a dip and a dip and a dodge and a dock and a dock and a duck. I don't remember how that movie goes, but you know what I'm saying. We're going to go with someone who has the highest upside in this entire draft.
Yeah.
Someone who people like to point out his completion percentage, not his adjusted completion percentage, which is slightly better. However, he is a work in progress. We all know it. But yeah, and when you're picking this high,
So was Hurts.
And when you're picking this high, I don't know. For me, I got to go with the traits. Statistically, over time, these trait quarterbacks have really panned out if you can really develop in them. I think they have the people in-house to do that currently. And so, God damn, I am going with my boy, Anthony Richardson.
Thank you. Yeah, speaking to what Steichen was able to do with Jalen Hurts, if you go back and you watch Florida's offense from this last year, they did Anthony Richardson no favors at all. The movement in the pocket did not make sense. His guards were really, Torrance was good. Torrance was very good. His left guard, the left side of the ball was not good at all. And they really struggled a lot, but the athleticism, his size, his ability to make those rhythm throws. This is the key thing. He makes big throws. It's all over his tape. But please go actually sit down and watch his games and look at his throws to outside the numbers. His rhythm throws, those speed outs. He's throwing the ball before the receiver even makes his break outside, and it's landing right in the pinpoint spot. Perfect accuracy, perfect speed. You love to see it. Is he a perfect prospect? No, absolutely not. He has his flaws just like every other prospect. But like you said, you're betting on the traits. You're betting on the tools. Anthony Richardson is as toolsy as it gets. A 6'4" quarterback with 4.4 speed, a cannon for an arm. A lot of people have been making those Cam Newton comparisons. I think that they were very different. They didn't do a lot of designed runs for Anthony Richardson. They did in the goal line. In the goal line, they did, and it worked. But he knows how to read defenses. He makes big-time NFL throws. He can stand to change a little things, a little bit of things here, mechanical-wise. But I love him in Indianapolis, man. I think it's a great fit.
Yeah, I think you're doing yourself a disfavor if you don't go for the traits here. Like, you have just so much room to develop. If he's not panning out right away, you have a bridge quarterback you can put in there just for a little bit, just kind of for him to kind of learn under. I mean, you have yourself an established run game with Jonathan Taylor. Like, just use it and open him up and just do whatever. Him and RPO is just going to be nasty
with Jonathan Stewart. And those receivers in Indianapolis as well. I mean, Pittman, Pierce, they've got the tight ends there, Mo Alley Cox, and what's his name from Jelani Woods, who is just, I mean, he's going to have so much fun.
You should draft
in that
the
offensive scheme.
Too. Just have Jelani Woods and Darnell.
Don't talk like that, because that's not fair. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Moving on. Moving on to number 5. This is a perfect spot.
Okay.
I have a ton of friends who are Seattle Seahawks fans. I get text messages from them every day saying, like, what if they did this? What if they did this? Guys, you have the 5th pick overall. Okay. This is the perfect spot for Deuce Vaughn. Okay. This is the perfect spot for some random running back from like Appalachian State. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a new time in Seattle. All right. It's a new time. They made a splash free agent signing in Draymond Jones. They re-signed their quarterback, Geno Smith, to a okay deal, I guess. They bring back Jaron Reed. Give him Jalen Carter. Let Jalen Carter go to. Pete Carroll has a track record of taking guys who have had situations in college and, issues come up, and he helps them turn their careers and turn their lives around. Jalen Carter was in a shitty situation. We all understand that. But I think he fits a need for them. Can he play nose tackle in the NFL? I think that he's strong enough to. I think that he could. And that's a need that they have. So put him on that line. Jalen Carter, Jaron Reed, and Draymond Jones. Nasty.
Nwosu on the edge.
Nwosu and Taylor / Boye Mafe. Like, come on, dog.
Yikes. Yikes. Especially in a draft like this where if you wanted to, because I know a lot of Hawk fans, me living in Seattle, wanted more, could have wanted edge as well, like a Tyree Wilson or something here. This is a very deep class for edge. So there's a lot of opportunity for that, especially if you want more of a specialist there. I think you have a lot of opportunity down the road. Another cornerback as well, because it's also deep in that category. Interior is not as deep, and Jalen Carter tier wise is not even close to the next. So I completely agree. Love it. BPA. It's almost like the name of the fudging show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Weird.
Okay. Next, number 6. The Detroit Lions. Now,
gotta make this pick, man.
Now, see, this is very interesting. This is very interesting. I was gonna do one thing, but I actually might do something else. Okay. So Ben Johnson should have gotten a head coaching job this offseason, right? He should have gotten it. He should have gotten a coaching job. He didn't. He pulled out. But I think if you were going to bring in a quarterback to really develop, I would hope to God you would have at least 1 year of him with Ben Johnson for him to at least develop, because you've seen what he's been able to do with Jared Goff. And,
the most efficient offense in the NFL with Jared Goff.
Absolutely. And if he's able to be with Ben Johnson for a year to be able to groom him up a little bit, I think that he might actually be able to be such a good player in the NFL. It's just so incredibly tough. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna pick Christian Gonzalez. I think that
heart attack.
Christian Gonzalez is, I think, it's very 1A, 1B, depending on what you're looking at. I think 1B would be Devon Witherspoon in this class, being more feisty than Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez is just like the smooth, big-ish, not like slender, not a huge frame, but he's kind of just like the prototypical cornerback that you really want, right? And I think him in there, just to add to their secondary, because I don't know what Akuta is going to do. They have a couple promising players underneath that, but no one's really popping. I don't think anybody has the ceiling that Christian Gonzalez does. So I'm here going to take who I think is the best cornerback in this draft, and that is Christian Gonzalez going to Detroit.
Yeah, I like that pick too. I know Detroit just added a couple guys in free agency. Still have Jeff Okudah there, but I think that you're taking a guy that can fill in. When those free agents are gone in a year or two, get him used to the NFL game. Super fluid athlete. He's been progressing every year since he went from Colorado to Oregon. Had a great season at Oregon. And I think that this is a great pick. He's a high character guy, super long, really fluid. He's got good speed. Ball skills are coming along better. They weren't all there when he was at Colorado, but they really started to come along more in that new defensive scheme. I think that his biggest issue coming into the league is going to be those in-breaking routes. We've talked about this. We've talked about this before, but I still think that this is a fantastic opportunity for Christian Gonzalez. And I think it's a great add to the Detroit Lions team and their locker room. Speaking of locker rooms, this next one, this next one, Boggy, there's a new quarterback in Vegas, and I just want all of our viewers right now to see the next Las Vegas Raiders quarterback. Could you pull that?
Who is that? That's right. Oh my God.
Oh, there he is. Look at him. He's perfect. It's Javier Bardem from Skyfall. Yeah, everybody take a picture of that. That's the new franchise quarterback. I could not believe how much money they gave Jimmy Garoppolo to come over. But that being said, he's a quarterback that works in their system. He was successful in Josh McDaniels' offense before that. Erhard Perkins. Raiders have a lot of holes. Do they take an interior lineman here? Probably a little high, right? This could be a trade down scenario if they don't like anybody there. But for the sake of this mock, I think you take a quarterback at 7 to sit for a year and study because he needs it, and he needs it bad. Okay. But he does have tools. He's got a good arm, and it'd be fun to watch him throw deep balls to Devontae Adams. At 7, Josh McDaniels is going to take quarterback Will Levis from Kentucky. I think that this is a
match made in
this
hell.
is going to be this is going to be a weird one for a lot of people to kind of digest.
Okay.
But right now, the backup quarterback in Vegas is Chase Garber. Will Levis will have an opportunity to come in, sit and learn the offense under Jimmy G. Josh McDaniels might not even be the coach next year for the Vegas Raiders. So, why not? Let's just go out swinging, right? We signed Jimmy G to this big deal. Let's bring in Will Levis, let him sit for a year, and then who knows?
Then they hire Ben Johnson next year.
There you go. There it is.
There you go.
There's
I hate this. Yeah, I love it. I just don't. Him and Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels developing quarterbacks.
Yikes.
I mean, I think it's a very Josh McDaniels move. Let's be honest. Like, this is something that he would be like, "Oh, we just got a quarterback. Let's fuck it up." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's just put it in, just grind it away, grind the happiness away. So this is it. I love it. Look, Will Levis, I've loved with Will Levis for a long time. As far as the traits go, personality, meh. Consistency, meh. But
Michael Scott.
You but listen, sometimes you got to take the frat boy and get him a real job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is it. Here we go. So we'll see. We'll find out. And hopefully he's not on someone's couch getting hit by some old lady's vacuum. All right. So let's go to
Atlanta.
the Falcons. The the Falcons who need the world.
Hang on.
Listen,
put that comment up. Put the last comment up. I want everybody on the stream to see. This is what Vegas is getting. Okay. Mayo and coffee, fettuccine Alfredo before a game, eaten MFer. All right. He's got a mustache and he's got bicep veins, and he had 17 fumbles in his college career. All right. That's what you're getting.
Yeah.
He's got a great arm.
He is great. He has a great arm and great athleticism. You know, he might
He's got
do well.
size. He's got size.
Yeah. Yeah. He's mini Josh Allen from what I've heard. Okay. So Atlanta's on the clock. Atlanta needs a lot of things. I tweeted the other day who I thought might have the least amount of potential Pro Bowlers on their team. Atlanta's up there. Yeah. And they need a lot of help. I personally think they need a QB. They're not going to take one here because I don't think the value is here. However, I do think they need edge because they never get it. Ever. Yeah. And they haven't been successful at getting it or anything. And this dude is a beast and on the board. And I think Falcons fans are actually going to be happy because they have someone that has some decent potential to thrive on the D line, and that is Tyree Wilson. Tyree Wilson, giant ass motherfucker. He's going to come in and absolutely dominate on the offense or on the defensive line, hopefully. They haven't had a legitimate pass rusher in quite a long time. And they really need to address it. I know this is a deep edge class, but I think Tyree is kind of. I'd probably put him in a tier. I was gonna say by himself, but I also think probably Van Ness is up there for me as well in like the tier 2 outside of Will Anderson, and then kind of and so I'm gonna go Tyree Wilson. I like it.
I like it too. I mean, you talked about Van Ness there for a second, and they're similar because they're versatile. You can play them any spot along the defensive line. They both have great power, and they're going to continue to develop those pass rush moves, that consistency in their pass rush. So I think that this is a great pick for Atlanta. It's definitely different than the Vic Beasley pick from ages. It seems like ages ago, but it really wasn't that long ago. But I think Tyree Wilson has that like sneaky explosive. His sneaky explosiveness is what I call it, but it's really just like power. Like his stop-start motor from like just standing still to all of a sudden he's got his helmet in an offensive tackle's chest and he's blowing him back like 3 yards. It's incredible to watch. He's a lot of fun to watch. They put him all over the line at Texas Tech. I think that this is a great pick for Atlanta. But it brings us to Chicago, to the Windy City, to Chi-Town. Traded down from number 1. They have Justin Fields. They trade with Carolina. They get DJ Moore, so they get another receiving threat. They traded for what's that guy? Claypool. Yeah, he really didn't do much of anything last year, and people are still talking about it. But looking at their offense, they just signed Nate Davis. Is Cody Whitehair really getting it done? I don't think so. Tevin Jenkins has been up and down. Braxton Jones has been serviceable. He's been fine. But I still think that there's room to upgrade. And I still think that there's room to upgrade in a few areas. They spent a lot of money on defensive players in free agency. That's great. They were trying to get Mike McGlinchey. So what does that tell me? That tells me we're targeting offensive line. The Chicago Bears at 9 are going to take Paris Johnson Jr. from the Ohio State University. That video that I retweeted earlier of him switching his footwork from right to left. What does that tell me? That tells me he's showing to scouts, I'll play wherever the hell you need me to.
Good answer.
That too. Put him on the right side. Let him protect his former quarterback and revitalize that offensive line.
Revitalize. I like it. Yeah, I think you could. Braxton Jones, you could. I think Paris Johnson, honestly, is going to have a higher ceiling. You can kind of move him around. He's semi-versatile. I don't know. He hasn't played a ton of right tackle, but I think he could. I think he absolutely could, because I think he's a very solid, like the most like genuine left tackle tackle in this class. Also a very, very good person as well. Cody Whitehair, you might be able to move him to center or whatnot. Nate Davis is good. You have options. I like it. Protect your quarterback that you decided not to trade.
Yep, exactly.
Eagles.
EA
Should have won the Super Bowl.
LES.
Too soon? Sorry, my bad.
Ouch.
Eagles. Let's see. Eagles have lost a decent amount during this free agency. They've also retained some old people, so that's good.
Keep the senior citizens.
Jason Kelsey, one of the hearts of the team. Like, he's back. That's great. Fletcher Cox, great. They've gotten James Bradbury.
Yep, brought and Darius Slay back.
And keep Darius Slay. CJ Gardner is gone. Gardner Johnson is gone. You got Rashard Penley, which is good. You lost Montgomery. I just don't see
Miles Sanders.
Yeah, lost Miles Sanders. Sorry. I just don't see a solid running back there. That was a really long pause.
They did meet with a certain running back.
Listen, you have a dynamic offense currently, a good receiver core, a good quarterback, a solid offensive line outside of Simolo, who left, and you got to address that as well.
Yep.
However, the difference that a one Bijan Robinson can make, I think, is undeniable. I know it's top 10. It's absolutely insane, but I think at this point you're going to lose him before you get to your second pick, as you're the Eagles. And I just don't know if you want to take that chance.
Yeah.
And they already have a pretty solid roster in general. So, God damn it, I'm doing it.
Do it.
Bijan Robinson.
Why wait? Why wait? It completely transforms your offense in an offense that was already one of the top in the NFL. So I love it. I like the fit. Great pick. What's up, Broncos country?
What's up?
Let's ride. Okay. Tennessee at 11. Tennessee has a lot of issues going on the offense. Taylor Lewan retires. They bring in Andre Dillard to be their new left tackle. So I think we can kind of remove offensive line from 11th overall. What they really need to do, though, is they need to add to the receiver room. Titans do need to blow it up, but we're going to blow it up in a good way. This is going to be an interesting pick, because I'm going to go away from what I did the other day when we were chatting. Okay. With the 11th pick, the Titans are going to take Jackson Smith-Njigba from Ohio State. And here's my reasoning for it.
Okay.
Is he the fastest wide receiver in this class? No. Is he the most explosive wide receiver in this class? No. But what he is he's a technically sound route runner. He's a consistent ball catcher.
Yeah.
And he's someone who you can rely on as a quarterback. Yeah. He's going to be able to get open. It's not like he's slow. Like, he ran a 4.5. That's still quite fast. But it gives them an opportunity to pair him with Treylon Burks. and give them another wide receiver that they can kind of move around. You can put him in the slot. I wouldn't put him outside for the majority of his reps, but put him in the slot, let him be a route technician, let him find space and get open, because that's what he has been doing at Ohio State for what seems like forever. I mean, the last game that he played, it had like 200 receiving yards or 250 receiving yards, something crazy like that. Like, come on, man. He's a good wide receiver. He's a good wide receiver. He's a technician. He's the type of guy that you want to have in your offense, because as a quarterback, you know that he's going to be open.
100%. I like him a lot. I think that he is one of the most like polished receivers in this draft, and I think he has. I'd probably say he probably has the highest floor of the receivers. I think he will plug and play real quick. An absolute technician. Him and Addison are some of the best route runners in this class, and I love it. I think it's great. It gives whoever your quarterback is an insurance policy, whether it's Malik Willis or whatever you're doing, Tannehill. I still think Tannehill should go to the Falcons, but that's just me. I keep putting people to the Falcons. Like Cam Newton was like, I'm better than they ain't no 32 getting better than me. I don't know why he's redneck now, but he is. And first of all, don't see it. Second of all, if I were to put you anywhere, it'd be the Falcons. So there's that. Yeah. All right. On to the Houston Texans again. Houston Texans just got themselves the face of the franchise in one Bryce Young. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't love their receiver core. I don't love who they have for him there. They don't have a ton. Robert Woods is good. I like that addition. I don't think he's a wide receiver one.
No.
We'll say it right now. Don't think it. So I think you need to give your dude some help. And so I am going to go. Let's give your guy. Let's just do it. Let's just do. I know that. I know that you guys already have gotten receivers during free agency, but I'm just going to give you that one because I really like him. Quentin Johnson. Quentin Johnson is going to go to the Houston Texans. One of the big receivers in this draft. I love the way he moves for his size. Like he does that little snatch around catch as soon as he get the ball. He does that like Jerry Jeudy move where he just kind of like catches it and immediately turns his back so quickly just because he assumes that he has a defender on him, and he's just like, and he's gone. And he didn't do a ton in the playoffs outside of the Kansas State game where he was Julius Brent's daddy. But you know, I think he has a great upside. Big receiver, love it.
I think that his release packages are fantastic. You'd love to see him be a little more aggressive at the high point. But after the catch, probably no receiver in this class is as explosive as Quentin Johnson after the catch. So perfect guy for Bryce Young. Get him the ball quick, let him go to work. And I love that pick. On to the Jets, though.
Sorry for the 4 replies in the comments, by the way. Apparently, when you reply with probably once, since every little, we're learning. Okay. We're learning together. We're learning together. I love it.
We love it.
Jets.
So the Jets possibly about to get Aaron Rodgers before the draft. Maybe we'll see if they even have this 13th pick. But for right now, they do. Okay. Looking at this roster, they signed Mecole Hardman. They signed Allen Lazard. They trade away Elijah Moore. They still have Denzel Mims. Corey Davis is still there, and Offensive Rookie of the Year Garrett Wilson, who was fantastic despite having a carousel of quarterbacks thrown to him. The offensive line has some questions. Okay, good. Is Mekhi Becton going to be healthy? Dwayne Brown, how is he still alive? That man is like 52 years old. Okay,
we're on the same page.
Yes. Laken Tomlinson, serviceable. Okay. They just signed Wes Schweitzer. Yes.
Danke.
Bitteschön. But for this mock, the New York Jets with the 13th overall pick are going to be selecting Broderick Jones,
There it is.
offensive tackle
Love
from
it.
Georgia. Listen, for Aaron Rodgers, left tackle is going to be one of the most important positions.
Mm-hmm.
He relied so heavily on David Bakhtiari. If they go into the season with the bag of bones, Dwayne Brown, and Mekhi Becton, who can't stay healthy,
Mm-hmm.
Broderick Jones is a good fit. He's a good fit there. Okay, he's athletic. He can block well in space. It still needs to work on some refinement, pass blocking technique wise, but for the most part, he is as solid as they come. I love watching him get out on screens, get out on toss, on those the wide stretch zone plays. He's fantastic because he's got explosiveness. He's got strength, and he blocks so damn well in the open field. Mm-hmm. He's an offensive line coach's dream.
I remember when I first started scouting this dude, and I literally wrote down big dude. Like that's that big, strong dude. Yeah. That's what he is. Like his tech wasn't always the greatest, but it didn't matter because he was big, strong, and athletic, and he would just run your ass over. Like he used to just headbutt people, and it was like good enough. Did its job. Yeah. Cool. Sounds good. I like the pick. I was actually about to trying to convince you if you didn't pick it. I love it. Love the pick. Moving on to the Patriots. The Patriots who have just kept trying to get more and more receivers, and they somehow ended up with Juju Smith-Schuster, which cool, I guess. I don't know.
That's fine.
Yeah, sure.
It's fine.
I also am not like in love. I like their cornerback room. However, they don't have like a ton of size there, and that's something that I would like to see. So I think a Joey Porter Jr. is also an option here, which I think that I'm actually gonna go give them Jordan Addison. I think they need a legit number one receiver, and I think Jordan Addison can do that when he's healthy. Let's just hope that just doesn't kind of go down this road of Patriots receivers past. But I think this gives and I think this gives Mac Jones a lot of options to get out of trouble when it seems like he can't, and actually throw the ball more often because he doesn't.
Yeah, and Bill O'Brien being the OC, I believe I want to say he was at Alabama while Mac Jones was there. I want to say that. I'm not entirely sure on that, but we know what Mac Jones can do with athletic wide receivers. If you give him good athletic wide receivers, there's going to be success. So
yeah,
I like the pick. I like the fit.
Green Bay Packers. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Packers.
Yeah.
The Packers. This is going to be an interesting one. They are meeting with a lot of edge guys. So I'm going to go ahead and give them Lucas Van Ness from Iowa. I think that this would be a fun add to the offense. He's a fresh dude, can play inside and outside, power, speed, all that stuff. Corn-fed boy. Give it to him.
I actually wouldn't have minded that for the Patriots either. Now that I'm thinking about it. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of regret my Jordan Addison one. Whatever.
Revel in it.
Dude didn't even start. He's going to be a top 15 player in the NFL, and you gotta love it. You gotta love it. He's versatile. You can put him. You can put him in a multitude of different positions and a multitude of different techs. And he's just pure power, man. Yeah. And it's something that you can't really lose on, I feel like. And if you are the Packers and don't really know where you're going to go, that's a good place you should go. So, Lucas Van Ness, I love it. All right. The Washington Commanders.
Yep.
Okay. Don't say it. Okay.
I'm not going to say it.
You're not. We're live. We can't be saying that stuff. All right. The Washington Commanders need a lot of help. Are they going to go with Sam Howell? Is that their guy? Is that what they're going to do?
Yeah.
Sam Howell. Is that what they okay? Well, they said it. Then it must be true. Is Dan Snyder going to go to prison? Let's see. Like all these different.
Is the team going to be sold?
Is the team going to be sold? Is Bezos going to come in and be like, yeah, everybody has to watch
some Canadian
Washington Commander games on Amazon Prime instead of whatever other shows they got on there? What do they have? The Boys? That's about it. You know, I think they need a cornerback. I think that's it's pretty apparent. They need to address the secondary. I don't really.
You're telling me you don't love Benjamin St. Juste?
St. Juste?
St. Juste?
St. Juste?
St. Juste?
Cool. They're going Devin Witherspoon.
Okay.
Arguably the 1B player in this draft. I know Joey Porter is still there. I personally like Devin Witherspoon more. I think he is more versatile. I don't like Joey Porter's hips as much as I do Devin Witherspoon. Devin Witherspoon is so smooth and also scrappy at the same time. I think a little bit more versatile as well because he has I think like a couple years ago he played some zone. So I think he's more versatile than I think Joey Porter is. I think Joey Porter is very much just a straight up press man corner, like go ball, get it kind of dude.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just like Devin Witherspoon more. I think that cornerback is a very big need for them, and they address it.
Well, you know who does like Joey Porter Jr.'s hips?
Okay,
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, he does.
And that's going to be the pick at 17. Joey Porter Jr. to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't need to say much about this one. They just signed Patrick Peterson too, so that gives them a veteran corner for Joey Porter Jr. to
they were sweating
learn under. They did lose Cam Sutton, but not a big deal. You replace him in the draft, you get a all-time great in Pat Pete. So I think it's a no-brainer. And it's not just because his dad played for the Steelers. No, it is because, like, it is, but like it feels and they're familiar with him, dude. Like Mike Tomlin's probably been around this dude his whole life. So
100%.
17, we can probably just clock that in.
Yeah, I bet you money he was sweating too. Like I don't even know if he would have let this happen. Like he might have moved up. Let's be honest, because he just wants him so bad. Like
trade at 14.
Like, Washington. I mean, let's be honest though. Like both of them need cornerbacks, and Washington being in front of you, like, and if Joey Porter's still on the board, I mean, there's a good shot Washington takes him as well, or does it before him. Detroit on the clock again.
Second
pick, man. They first got Christian Gonzalez, if I remember correctly. I do, and I would have loved to give him Jared Van Ness right here, but I can't. Jerry, yeah, we're on friend terms. But instead, what I am going to do is I am going to do something that's I'm so sorry.
You son of a bitch.
Goddamn right.
Now you've done it.
Listen.
Now you've done it.
Listen to me here. Listen to me here. Darnell Washington is a beast. He's an absolute beast. And I want everybody to know that he's a beast. And who else is going to know that he's a beast? And that is Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell is going to look at this and be like, God damn, you're big, man. That's what he's going to say. And he's going to buy him immediately. Man, you were the biggest man I ever saw, man. I swear to God, man, you're the biggest man I ever saw, man. And he's going to put him just in any position he wants. I mean, let's be honest. Darnell Washington can block like another offensive lineman. He has hands. He has crazy athleticism for his size.
Yeah,
I honestly have to think that he has the highest upside of any tight end in this entire draft. And I know he's a tight end. I know the Lions in the past have got first round tight ends, and I'm sorry that I did this, but I really like Darnell Washington, and I really like him in this offense. Sorry.
And the other thing you have to remember, Dan Campbell, former tight end coach. So if anyone's going to know tight ends, it's going to be Dan Campbell. Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers. Woof. They just signed Baker Mayfield to be the heir apparent to Tom Brady. Who would have thought? But they got a lot of holes in this defense. And when we talked on Monday, originally we had another quarterback being taken here, one that was taken earlier in this mock draft. He is now gone. However, with there being so many holes in this defense, Tampa Bay is going to add one. They're going to add someone in the secondary who you like. You like him a lot. And that is Mr. Brian Branch from University of Alabama. Right now, their safeties are Nolan Turner and Antoine Winfield Jr. That's it. That's all you got, right? You add in Brian Branch. They lost Sean Murphy-Bunting. That's a big loss. But they were able to hold on to Jamel Dean. That's great. Add in Brian Branch. You get your Swiss Army knife back in your defense. He's a guy that can play a lot of different roles. He flies around. I love this fit. I think that him and Antoine Winfield together would be an awesome defense.
Absolutely, I agree. And I'm seeing that we are 51 minutes, so we'll kind of start rattling these next ones off. I think the Seahawks have already addressed pass rush pretty well on the interior there. But I think they need to also address
the wide receiver room.
Nope.
Oh.
Their center situation. They don't got a good one. There you go.
I like
and
that
it's
pick.
kind of a Seahawks pick. It's a little bit of it's not a
big Seahawks.
It's like not on the I think I like this. I also like Joe Tippmann as well. I think that he might be a riser. My boy Joe Tippmann. Anyways, Chargers.
Yeah. So the Chargers desperately need help in the wide receiver room. So we're going to give them Zay Flowers from Boston College. You get a guy that you can put in the slot. He's a little bit down there. You get a guy that you can put in the slot. Great route runner, explosive and fun after the catch. I think that this is a great pick for the Chargers offense.
Absolutely. And I think that the Ravens are a little bit pissed because I think that would have been a great fit for them. But they are going to actually go. Let's get. Do I like him here? That's a little high. It's a little high. It's a little high, but fine. Actually. Okay. Now I'm actually going to go. Where is he? I'm going to go interior offense.
Okay.
And we're going to go Osiris Torrance. I think if you were going to keep your boy Lamar Jackson.
They just lost Ben Powers too. So
they just lost Ben Powers. So you need to fill that spot. Here it is. Best interior offensive lineman in the draft outside of whatever you think Peter Skronsky might be.
Okay. Okay. Another team that has issues in the wide receiver room outside of Justin Jefferson.
Outside,
I'm going to go ahead and give them Josh Downs from North Carolina. I think that this is a good fit as far as how they can use him. Really good from the slot. He's still good from outside despite his size concerns. Really good route runner, really good after the catch. I think that Josh Downs and Justin Jefferson would be a fun duo.
Jacksonville Jaguars, I think they need some defensive line help, and I think this player might actually fit their scheme a little well to be kind of in Technically edge, but technically not really interior, but whatever. Miles Murphy somehow fell all the way down here, and Miles Murphy is a Jaguar.
I like that. That's not a bad pick for them.
Thank you.
The Giants were a team that came into the season with some wide receiver concerns. That is no mas because they just signed a bunch of wide receivers.
Yeah.
They do, however, they need some help on the interior offensive line. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and send Mr. Peter Skoronski from Northwestern to the Giants. Put him in at guard. The arm length is a big concern. He does not have the length to play outside against NFL pass rushers. Put him inside, let him work.
Dallas Cowboys just got themselves Brandon Cooks. They still have everybody else. CeeDee Lamb, Gallup. They did lose a tight end though.
Yeah.
Am I going to do this here? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I did do it earlier in a previous like play around, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I think that this player has fallen far enough, and I just want to see him opposite Trayvon Diggs.
Okay.
Keely Ringo.
Okay. All right. I dig it.
I like it. I think they need to. I honestly think they need to upgrade their secondary a little bit, and I honestly like Keely Ringo than I think a lot of other people do. I know that he has some. I was going to say hip issues, not hip issues, just like fluidity is not his strongest.
Yeah, he tries to jump routes and stuff.
Yeah, he tries to jump routes, but still insanely fast. Perfect big body that you want. Great impress man. Like I still think he's going to be a very solid corner. And who jumps routes also too quickly? Trayvon Diggs. They can jump routes together. Perfect. Love it.
Okay. The Buffalo Bills were trying to acquire a running back last season. They're going to get one in the draft. They're going to take Jahmyr Gibbs at 27. It fills that need that they were looking for. It gives them an extra pass catcher out of the backfield. Gives them an outlet for Josh Allen. Send him to Buffalo, man. It's going to be a fun running back room.
Oh my gosh.
We got to rail these off. We got 2.5 minutes.
Okay. I want to give the Bengals a cornerback as well, actually. Ooh. And oh my God. My dude, Deontay Banks.
Damn it.
6'2", perfect size, fluid as all hell. Everyone said he was too slow. And then look what he did during the combine. I told you, fools. Yeah. Anyways, probably one of my biggest draft crushes, if not my biggest draft crush. Okay. Saints, give it to me.
Okay. The Saints are.
You wanted to. I know you did.
Saints are going to take a true tight end. They're going to take Michael Mayer from Notre Dame.
Okay. See, this was going to happen because I honestly do think Brian Brissett is going to fall. But
the injuries are not great.
And it's going to be like such a Chiefs move. Watch, he's just going to fall to him and be like, oh, look at this. That's fun.
All right. Last minute, last two picks.
Okay. I've been seeing this pick a lot and I know that some people don't get it. But I don't know. It just makes so much. I just want to see it so badly that well, come on. The Eagles are pissed because they wanted another running back, but they don't have it. I'm actually, okay.
Oh wow.
Okay. Kalijah Kancey, not the biggest dude in the world, but he is an absolute force. People call him
not Aaron Donald.
Little Aaron Donald.
He's not
yes,
Aaron Donald.
Totally is. Just no things, Pat. God. Anyways, let's just make the crazy crazier. I mean, they already have a good solid defensive line, but a lot of them are like on their way out old. They had Sue for a second. They, you know what I mean? Like they give them some young bucks to be like with Jordan Davis and whatnot, and just like absolutely tear it up. Last pick The Chiefs. What are they gonna do?
They're gonna take Darnell Wright from Tennessee.
Damn. Okay.
The rich get richer. Letting Orlando Brown walk was obviously fine with them.
We letting Anton Harrison fall out?
Yep.
All right.
I think Jawan Taylor, I think they're kind of set on putting him at left tackle. You put Darnell Wright at right tackle, and I mean, he's a physical dude, big physical guy, just punishes defenders. Love to see him in the run game. He's pretty solid in pass pro. And I think that, it's not really fair. It's not really fair. But Chiefs get rich again. Super Bowl champs. Will they three-peat? Yeah.
They do what they do. They do what they does. All right, let's go over this real quick. CJ Stroud to the Panthers, Bryce Young to the Texans, Will Anderson to the Cardinals. I think there might be a trade there, but we'll see. Anthony Richardson to the Colts. I love it so much. Jalen Carter that just falls right to the Seahawks. Christian Gonzalez to the Lions. Will Levis to the Raiders. Tyree Wilson to the Falcons, Paris Johnson Jr. to the Bears, Bijan Robinson to the Eagles, Jackson Smith and Jigba to the Tennessee Titans. I can't believe I put Bijan Robinson at 10 overall. It's going to be insane. People are going to love it, though. Quentin Johnson to the Texans, Broderick Jones to the Jets. Love it. Jordan Addison to the Patriots. Meh. Lucas Van Ness to the Packers. Enjoy it. Devin Witherspoon to the Commanders. Joey Porter Jr. to the Steelers, Darnell Washington to the Lions, Brian Branch to the Bucks, John Michael Schmatz is my name, and he goes to the Seattle Seahawks, Zay Flowers to the Chargers, Torrance to the Ravens, Josh Downs to the Vikings, Miles Murphy to Jacksonville Jaguars, Peter Scaronci to the Giants, Keila Ringo to the Dallas Cowboys. You're going to like it more than you think you're going to like it.
Yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs to the Buffalo Bills, Deontay Banks to the Bengals, Michael Mayer to the Saints, Kalijah Kancey to the Eagles, and Darnell Wright to the Kansas City Chiefs. I definitely think there were a lot more players on the board that could definitely go in the first round, and I can't wait to see it. I think we'll give you guys another draft, another mock draft before the actual draft coming up one more time right before the draft. And yeah, man, I thank you all so much for watching. Next week, we got a good show for you. It's a bit surprise.
Yeah, big surprise. Big
guest
coming. Big guest coming.
But yeah, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe. Just come hang out. Talk us up in the chat, in the comments, whatever you want to do.
Come talk ball, man. Come talk ball. We're going to be going over off-season topics. We're going to be going over, the free agency period. That was absolutely insane. Possible trades, we'll be covering prospects and other things like that. So make sure that you guys stop on by, have a good time, talk to us in the comments, leave your thoughts, leave your prayers for prospects that you've loved in the past. Leave your prayers. We appreciate you guys. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us everywhere that we are the BPA Show. I am Patrick Chiotti. He is Mr. Boggins. Until next time.
BP out.